Well, hello there, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello. Nice to see you all. We've got Anika, Umacorn, Laura, our friend Wade, Janice, Andre. My goodness, there are so many people here, and it looks like a couple of new faces. If you all are new here, go ahead and raise your hand. Let us know in chat so that I can say hi. And yes, the shirt, thank you. Man, chat is going today. Keep that up. That's fun. I love it when you guys are popping off, as they say. So if you are on YouTube, thanks so much for being here. When I'm talking about chat, unfortunately, it's not you. Come over to Behance. We're right there. Behance.net/live is the place that you want to be. All right. With that, let's hop in and talk about where you are and what we're doing today. It is the Daily Creative Challenge, and I am your host and guide. How rude of me to not introduce myself. I am Andrew Hochradel. You can just call me Hawk if you want, and if you want to follow along on social media, including here on Behance, just hawk.co. That's my tag pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, behance.net/hawk.co. You can see all of my work and follow along with what's going on in my world. My goodness, y'all. This is my favorite chat so far. This is so exciting. If you're watching the creative replay in 2 weeks from the live stream, y'all better step up your chat game because the chat during the live was amazing. All right. Let's talk about what we are doing here. Every single day, we are doing a new daily creative challenge, which means that we are going to be teaching you some new stuff in Adobe Illustrator. If you want to be a part of what we're doing here, it's very important that you go to this site, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Our friend Wade is going to drop that link. You guys didn't hear it, but I literally said the words, "Oh, I accidentally punched the mic." And when I punched the mic, I hit my mute button, which is great. All right, we're back. We're back. Oh, the joys. All right. So like I said, this is our daily creative challenge. You can push the button, get notifications, and you can also scroll down here and get the source files, which is very important for today. Yes, that proves that we are indeed live. You can go in here and grab our source files for today. We have a fun source file to work with, so you can download that and follow along with what we are doing. The other link that I want to show you is our Discord. It's a pretty cool place. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. You can join right over there, bit.ly/AI Discord. That's the place to be. And that's where you can post your work, get feedback from our awesome mentors, including myself, and some of our other friends in there to just build an awesome community. So do that. Scroll down to the challenge tab right here in feedback, and you can drop your submissions in there once we hop in, which will be today. Right now, we're hopping in and we're getting starting. If you've never done a challenge with me before, you know that I love to have fun. I love to try to entertain as well as educate. We do a little bit of infotainment, and we always have a theme. This time, our theme is very special, and you don't have to stay with a theme. You can go off and do your own thing, but we'll be working in a specific theme. Feel free to join us. And as always, there are no wrong answers in design. I will be teaching you how to do some things, but if you do it differently, that's fine. If you try something new and discover something, that's great. Share it with us in Discord. You don't have to follow exactly what I do. There's no wrong answers. Don't ever feel bad. Don't ever feel like you're behind. We're all growing together and getting creative. And Cassandra, I'm so excited. It's my first challenge. Yes, I'm so excited for you to join us for our first challenge. And with that, let's go ahead and take to the skies. Let's hope I push the right button here. Nope, wrong button. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take to the skies. All right, everybody, it's your captain here. We're going to be cruising up to 10,000 feet. And once we're up there, we're going to be going along and learning some Adobe Illustrator. Today we'll be focusing on polygons. So if you haven't done polygons before, we're going to be using hotkeys and making some travel tags. As always, I am your captain, Andrew Hochradel, and I want to thank you for flying Hawk Airlines. Let's get started. Oh, well, hello there. Welcome to the cockpit. Let me put on my sunglasses because it's going to be sunny here. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and get started on our... yes, make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Let's go ahead and jump back in on our challenge. Oh, boy. If you've never joined me, this is what we love to do. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into Adobe Illustrator today. We will take a look at our source file and get started on making some travel tags. Today we're focusing on polygons as well as some Adobe fonts. All right, and yes, you can. Yes, tray tables can be down. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and hop in. Today, we are creating a set of stylish travel tags using the Polygon tools and Adobe fonts. Let's go ahead and look at what we're looking at. We've got some little tags here. We're going to Egypt first. From there, we're going to be going to Los Angeles. It's near me. And then we're going to Mumbai. Is anyone here in Mumbai? I know we have a big audience in Mumbai, which would be really fun. And then we're heading down to Sydney with our friend Flynn Tracy and our friends over in the Australia zone, which do live streams here on Adobe Live. So let's go ahead and hop in. I want to talk about what polygons are. Polygons are shapes. They are simply shapes. We have some basic shapes in Illustrator that we can use that I want to talk about really quick. There's my tag. I'm going to delete it. All right. The first basic shapes that we want to talk about is the square or rectangle tool. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the rectangle tool. You also can use the hotkey M, and you can see there are hotkeys pop up right there for you on the screen. And from here, we can click and drag. And again, making shapes in Illustrator is super easy. We're just using that hotkey M to make this. And you can see it's basically pinning where we clicked and then dragging out to where we let go. So we can make a rectangle there. If we want to keep that a square, we can click, oh, I lost it, there we go. We can click and drag holding Shift, and it will keep it a perfect square. So that's one. It's a polygon. Technically, a square is a polygon because it has 4 sides. Something that's not a polygon, I don't think, is a circle. So we can grab the Ellipse tool right here, which is just L is the hotkey. And we're going to click and drag, and you can see that it is dragging out a circle as well. Then we can hold Shift to make that a perfect circle. So it's more oval if we don't hold the Shift. And when we hold Shift, it becomes a perfect circle. Awesome. So we're not going to use this today. We're going to be working with polygons to make some awesome travel tags. So the first one that I want to make is for our friends in Egypt. As we know, I've been to Egypt, which was a great trip. And Egypt, of course, my first thing that I wanted to see was the pyramids. We love the pyramids. So we're going to go ahead and make some pyramids. And a pyramid is indeed a polygon. So a polygon is just a shape with sides. We're going to come down here to the Polygon tool. It doesn't have a hotkey, but you can click and hold. You might have the rectangle tool or you might have the ellipse tool. You can click and hold and it will bring up the Polygon tool right here. So we're going to let go and have the Polygon tool. There we go. We got it. I'm going to change our fill right here to white just so we can see a little bit better. And from there, I'm going to click and drag out. Now you can see the Polygon tool is acting a little bit differently. So when I clicked and drag, it looks like it's dragging from the center, right? So it drags out from the center, but if we have the ellipse tool, it drags out from a point. So the Polygon tool works a little bit differently. Another thing that you want to be aware of is if you can't edit this document, if you're working on the source file, all you need to do is come over to layer and make sure you are on the Your Art layer. I have some guides in the background. They're locked, so you can't work on those. But if you're on the Your Art, then you'll be great. All right, so looking at polygons, let's go ahead and drag one out here. And we are going to click and drag out. And you can see right now we have a polygon that is, what is this, a hexagon? I think it's a hexagon with 6 sides. Now, I don't necessarily want all of these sides. We want to get a triangle, which is a 3-sided polygon. So right now I'm holding Alt. Alt doesn't actually do anything. I was trying to do it from the center, but it goes from the center anyways. But you can hold Shift and Shift will keep it so that it is flat. We do want it flat. Now, something that you can do with the Polygon tool, there's a couple different ways to do this, and the first is to use the arrow keys. So we're going to use the arrow keys, and we're going to hit up and down. When we hit up, it's going to make a polygon with more sides. So we're just increasing those by 1, right? So let's do a quick recap. We have a square, we have a pentagon, a hexagon, a septagon, an octagon, an n-gon, and then we go from there. So we want to get a 3-sided polygon, which is a triangle. So we're just going to keep hitting down. So right now we have 5 sides, 4 sides, 3 sides. And there we go. It is a 3-sided polygon right there. So we're going to let go, and now we have our perfect little triangle for Egypt. Looking good. I'm going to use the scale tool to scale that up just a little bit. Now, what we can do, how many hands do you need for this? A lot. There's a lot of hotkeys happening. Something else that we can do is this little diamond in the corner. If you want to change a polygon after it's created, you can drag this diamond up and down to add more sides. So if we go down, it's going to add, and you can see right there it says 5, 6, 7, 8. If we want an octagon. If that's too much, again, we can grab our little diamond and just pull it down so that we have 3 sides right there. Perfect, right? Amazing. So that is how you make a very quick polygon. And because this is Egypt, we are going to add in some type here. And let's add in just some type at the bottom that says Egypt. For this, we are going to create another polygon, but this polygon is just going to be 4 sides. So we're going to do a polygon. We could use a rectangle here, but why would we do that when we're learning about polygons? And we're going to make a square. Again, I'm just using the Shift up to move that, and then dragging this out. You can also change polygons by just dragging these anchor points on the side to where you want them to be. So we're going to drag this out just like that. Looks good. And then we're going to use the direct selection tool to change this polygon a little bit, right? We're going to turn it into a trapezoid. I think it's called a trapezoid. And we're just going to grab this point using the direct selection tool, which is A, and then hold Shift and right, and it will pull it to the sides. We want to capture that nice little angle that's happening on the edge there. Perfect. I'm just going to align these real quick. We could do that manually, but I'm going to use the tool. So we're going to make this a nice, maybe just grab one of these standard orange colors. Ooh, fun. And then we're going to put the word Egypt in here. Now we need something fun. We need a good, awesome font to use to represent Egypt. Specifically Cairo. I feel like Cairo has a really good energy when I was there. I loved Cairo. So we're going to go ahead and grab our type tool, which is just T, and we're going to use Adobe Fonts integration to find the perfect font for us. For me, Cairo was big, bold, and a little bit like mysterious and edgy. So we're going to click here, and this is going to bring up a point type. So just clicking will start, and then we can type infinitely. If we click and drag using the type tool, it will create area type, which is basically a box. So we just want point type for now, and I'm going to bring this in here, and let's make this a nice dark brown. So it doesn't look great right now, but let's bring up our type tool. Hitting Control T is going to bring up our character panel. And from here, we can change the size of this. We also can change the alignment. We want this to be center aligned. And from there, we can go ahead and click and drag to the center. Right there. So in the character panel, we also can make it all caps, which we probably want to do by just selecting this down here. If you don't see this, you need to go up here to the drop down menu and then click on more options. So yours may look like this. If you hit show options, you can put it in all caps right there. Now we're going to find the perfect font for Egypt, specifically Cairo. So let's go ahead and type this in. I think that's how you spell Cairo. Please tell me if I spelled it wrong. I think it is. We're going to select all this text hitting Command A or Control A, and then we are going to go over to Adobe Fonts. From Adobe Fonts, we can click on Find More. And in Find More, it's going to give us all of these awesome fonts. Now there's a whole bunch. I mean, there are so many fonts that are in here. And what we want to do right off the bat is I kind of want to start to filter things. So I want something that is big and bold. So we can click on this filter right here, and we can choose something that is a little bit thicker. Now, I also want it to have that kind of mysterious vintage trait, almost like a kind of Murder on the Nile kind of thing. That's what Cairo reminds me of. And so we're going to click on high contrast, which means that the horizontals will be thin and the verticals will be thick on this font. So we'll click there, and it's actually filtered all of the results. Now, the coolest thing about Illustrator and using Adobe fonts that's integrated is we can simply scroll through to find the perfect font for us. And I did see one that I liked there. These are looking a little bit crazy. Now, what I'm looking for again is when you look for a font, you want something that really captures the essence of what you're looking for. And I actually think this does. Brioso Pro, gorgeous. Let's go ahead and click on right here, this cloud. And by clicking on the cloud, it is going to be activated. So it's activating right now. It's syncing to the cloud. I always use the quote from Willy Wonka. It's in a million tiny pieces floating above our heads. That's how the Adobe Creative Cloud works in my brain. So we're syncing that in. And once it is synced, we will go ahead and click on it. Let's see. It is synced. Did it not sync? Oh, it's thinking about syncing. Did it sync? I think it's synced. There we go. So we click on it, and now we have Barroso Pro. We have the bold. Oh my goodness. There are so many variations of this. All right, well, let's use the semi-bold right now. And then we are going to increase. Oh, sorry, my hat was over the symbol. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to increase this, and then we also can change the kerning, which is the distance between. Whoa, I hit the wrong button there. Y'all can see the hotkeys going crazy. All right, so we have Cairo. We're going to position it right there in that polygon, and that is looking great to me. Let's take it down a little bit to maybe 90. There we go. So we've got an awesome little tag there. We could add all kinds of embellishments if we wanted to. We could even add, maybe we want some different colors here. Maybe we want this nice little orange. Actually, let's go like full yellow. And then maybe we want to add a stroke on it that's like a little bit of a darker orange. Maybe we do like a light brown. So we can add the stroke by going to the stroke panel and just increasing that stroke right there. Ooh, looking fun. So you can play around with that and see what you can make. Now in Los Angeles, let's go over here and play around with another polygon. To me, Los Angeles is full of stop signs. It is full of stop and go. And so for me, we know that an octagon means to stop. It's just a symbol of our culture that we understand that an octagon means stop. So what we're going to do is we are going to create an octagon. We're going to do it in yet another way. Again, when I said that there's no wrong way to do things, this is what I meant. There's really no wrong way to do things. So we're going to change our fill color over here to red because we want that to be the octagon like a stop sign. And then we're going to change the stroke to white because that's how LA works. That's how stop sign looks. All right, we're going to go and set this stroke to 8, and we're doing this all before we create the shape. So you may be used to editing the stroke and fill on the actual shape, but you can do it before you make the shape, and it will follow through and create that for you. So we're going to create our polygon, and this time we are going to select the Polygon tool over here. And yes, Ashram, thank you. If you want to increase the kerning, use the Alt and right arrow. Absolutely. I actually have it mapped to my mouse. So I have buttons on my mouse that will change those back and forth. So we are going to select our Polygon tool. And this time, no mouse. Look, Ma, no hands. Who's flying the plane? And we're going to hit the Enter button. And watch what happens. With the Polygon tool selected, we hit Enter. Oh, Enter stop. Andrew. Enter is the right one for scale and transform. What we want to do is not click and drag. This is the button. We just want to click. There we go. So if we just click, it will bring up this little box here, and we can choose the radius. So this is where we can get very specific with what we want. We're going to go ahead and make a radius of exactly 150 pixels. Now, we want it to be an octagon, and so this is where you can set how many sides you want on the polygon. So let's say we want it to be 8 different sides. From there, we're going to hit OK. And look at that, it created our polygon. It has the red fill, it has the white stroke. It is looking like a perfect stop sign. And I think it would be fun to pull this over here. And let's add an Adobe font to this that just says Los Angeles. Los Angeles. oops, Angeles. I forgot how words worked. So we're going to hit Control T to bring up our type panel again. And again, we're just going to use this. And this time, instead of using Adobe fonts to find more, we're going to look at what's already synced. If you want to see just the fonts that you've synced in the past, maybe there's one that you've liked, you can click on this, Show Activated Fonts, and that will show you all of the Adobe fonts that you have synced. As you can see, I've used a lot of Adobe fonts in my day. And actually, the one that it just landed on is fantastic. What is that? Abolition. So let's go ahead and use abolition here. Let's see if there's a different one. Oblique. Let's do regular. And then let's take the kerning in to just 0. And I guess 3 is going to work. All right, so we've got that changed over there. Let's go ahead and make it white. And then bring it over to our sign. Now, something else you can do with fonts, instead of having it go side to side, you also can change the spacing up and down. That is called the tracking. That is called the leading. That's called the leading. And the reason I thought about that differently is leading actually comes from back in the day when they used to use lead between type, right? They would set the type by hand and they would use little lead blocks that were different sizes to change the size. So it's called leading. There you go. A little knowledge, a little knowledge. You never get out of a stream with me without a little bit of history. So we're going to change this to 20, which is too little. We're going to change this to 40, and that looks good. And then we can scale up our type right there. So now we've got a nice little tag there, and these tags wouldn't be complete without a tiny little tag hole. I don't know what you'd call this, but we're going to go ahead and make the little punch out on these, just so we can have a nice little tag. So here we go. We've got a couple little travel tags. They could be stickers. They could be for your luggage. But what I want to see you do is play around with polygons. Again, the 3 different ways that you can create polygons are as follows. You can select over here and go to the Polygon Tool. From here, you can click and drag, and it will start from the center. It's going to grab one of those points and pull it outwards, but if you hold Shift, it will keep it parallel so you can make a shape that is flat. If you want to change the amount of sides using this technique, you continue to hold down your mouse. You can hold Shift if you want it to stay flat, and then you can use the arrow keys going up and down to change what those look like and the amount of sides. So there we have 5 sides, 6 sides, 4 sides. You can keep changing the amount of sides you create. From there, you let go, and boom, you have an awesome polygon. Now, you also can create a polygon by selecting the Polygon tool over here, click and drag, Polygon tool. You can click and boom, you can put in the amount of sides. So 163 is going to be what this was, so we'll use that. And then we want 5 sides, which is a pentagon, and we hit OK. There we go. We made the exact same shape in a totally different way. Now, the third way that you can do that is you can click and drag, and from here, you can make your polygon. Let's make it the same size. Oh, we need to make it from the center. There we go. Let's grab from the center there and bring it out to the top. Get that smart guide. There we go. So you can make your polygon, and from here you can use the little diamond, which is down here. It will be, depending on how many sides it has, it will be at the bottom if it has more, it will be at the top if it has less. You can drag this up so that we have just 5 sides. And there we go. We have yet again made the exact same shape. So we've made the same shape in 3 different ways using 3 different methods. If this doesn't prove that there's no right way to do things, I don't know what does. So what I want you to do is create your travel tags and use polygons. Now, if we're going to Mumbai, maybe you're going to use some ellipses. Maybe if you're going to Sydney, you're going to create some triangles and then maybe create the opera house, right? Create something really interesting with that travel tag. But play around with the different amounts of polygons that you can create. Something that's going to be very fun is going to be combining the polygons. So maybe for Cairo, we want to have a couple different versions of those pyramids, which I believe the pyramids aren't in Cairo, they're in Giza, but Cairo's general Egypt area. But you can create your polygons, maybe base it on something in that area, maybe something on just a polygon that you love. And when you're done with that, I want you to hop over into Discord and post your work. The Discord, again, is right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. And you will post your work here to get feedback over the next few weeks. We'll be back every single day at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's how that works. Doing daily creative challenges. We'll be continuing on all throughout the week. We did do a little bit of a preview day yesterday. So if you want to see what's coming, go back and watch the last intro stream that is on the Adobe Creative Cloud channel on YouTube. And the little diamond isn't showing up for me. Is there a preference that I need to set? I believe that there is. We may get cut off here, but let's see if we can find it. So what may be happening is you may be having your bounding box off. So what you can do is go to View, and then right here underneath lock slices, it should have show bounding box. So if it has hide bounding box, right? If it's gone and you don't see it, you can go to View and then show bounding box. The other thing is that you may need to be on the Polygon tool if it's not working. You may need to have the Polygon tool selected, but it should be showing up right there after you have created your polygon. So thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully we have a safe landing and you enjoy your time. Thanks so much. Join us back tomorrow for another flight. And thanks for flying Hawk Airlines.